A quick look at this disclosure. It is 11:24 on September 12th, Thursday. I'm doing a quick midday call, just to update Red All Access, as well as this gonna be live out in the public domain. This is kind of an example of what I do every morning, but I do it pre-market for when things are getting ready to open. So let's get quickly after you read the disclosure. So basically every day, right around 8:30, when I'm done writing my full-fledged note, which typically has 4 or 5 sectors, about 25 individual names, all with active plans. I do my morning call video, and then it goes out around 8:30, which attaches my note to the actual video, which looks just like this. And then then I post about 15 to 20 charts, and then if you're not part of Red All Access, you get about 2 or 3 of them on the public Twitter, which I try and help every day with at least an S&P chart, or what I think is sort of leading the day. So anyway, again, it's 11:25. What a crazy day. We've had a very strong tape. The rotation that everyone's talking about definitely was pretty vicious if you didn't see the signals, but there were definitely some signals before different sectors took a hit and then also when some bounced. But then when it gets extreme, people get a little off balance. What do I mean by extreme? Well, if something's up 5, 6, 7 days in a row, I bet you some traders start shorting it around up 4 days, thinking, hey, it's going to go lower, and then it goes a few more, and then that's what you call a little bit of a pain trade. So today was actually pretty good that we had a little bit of back and forth. I know for the first time, I actually shorted the IWM today. I'm thinking it was a little too far, too fast in the upper end of the range, even if it does go higher, which who knows, maybe it might in the next week or so. I felt like today would be a pause, and I wound up paying off, and I'm still in some. But anyway, this is the IWM. Hey guys, could you bring it down a little bit? This is the T3 Live office, so what you see is what you get. So here's the IWM. What a move, right? This is the big channel, okay, that some people are like, how could this have, how could you have seen this? How could you have made money? Meaning just in general. Well, I was like, you know what? Well, the bottom end of the range, it looked like the world was going to end, right? And then all of a sudden, it reclaimed this 144.68, which is your red dog reversal. Then had a quick 3-day move, showing a little appetite for risk, backed off, held in there, gapped above this DT line, which is a downtrend line, held the gap, which shows power. So 2 things right there, right down, downtrend line, held above it, gap, held above it. 2 signals that says, hey, there's some power in the small caps. We haven't had that in a while. Then we also reclaimed the moving averages, and then here we are. So this morning, I think I posted this on the public Twitter sphere also, saying I shorted around 157.40, which was a nice short. It went as high as 157.90, and that was after there was some news that we might have a China deal before taxes or the tariffs are supposed to be implemented, and then about 10 minutes later or an hour later, I don't remember what it was, it said, Trump said, no way. So playing the extremes today has been better than chasing the moves. Granted, I like to buy momentum and sell higher sometimes when things are tight and things are going, which we'll get into, but today, with the spies on the top of a 2-3 week range and the IWM on the top of a multi-week range or multi-day range, I was thinking it'd be safer to short strength and cover it versus buy dips just in case it turns into something else. And at this point, I'm still short some. At this point, if it, you could lower this now because this is your new point of reference, meaning now where today's low is, which is 155.57. So now 155.57 is not too much of a pull-in, to be honest. 155.57. So if this holds, for the next day or so, I would say chances are, which is still some stubborn buyers in there, chances are this level is going to get taken out, and then your next level is 161. So, when I tweet to you guys and say, hey, I'm looking for a cute short, everyone in Red All Access knows what that is. A cute short means just a counter trend trade that you have to do quickly. Sometimes it's just a morning trade, sometimes it's a 30-minute trade, sometimes you could play with it all day, sometimes it lasts a day and a quarter. But typically it means you're looking for an extended scenario to revert a little bit and make some cash flow. And if you stay too long, that cute trade could make you ugly, and then you all of a sudden start rolling it up and it turns into a loser versus cute cash flow. So anyway, here it is now. I'm short probably 40% of what I had up here, and we'll see how it goes. As far as the SPYs, this came up to the all-time high, pushed through, okay, which is a 302.23, came in a little bit, which makes sense. 3 up days into the all-time high area. We're not in a perfect market. Its economy is kind of strong. Still debate about a recession, and here we are at all-time highs. And we have the Fed next week, which Washington's begging for a cut. So it's a lot of different dynamics. But when all of these opinions are going rampant, what you do have to do is just know how to maneuver and know what candlesticks mean. What do I mean by what does candlesticks mean? Well, here. Okay, this was the red dog reversal. I remember that. I remember I wrote an article that day saying, what's going to happen here? Are we going to break below 286 and break below 283 and head down to this? Or are we going to do a red dog reversal, reclaim 286, and then take out 294? Well, we reclaimed 286, had a gap with some power, got rejected at the resistance this time, and then held the top third of this range, and then gapped up and held it, showing power, showing commitment by closing strong, and now look where we are. So lots of different ways to read candlesticks, read active sequences, know about terms and tactics, and you should look out for it. I'm going to actually start working on my 10 tactics that I use each day to help me figure out how to make money in the market. But anyway, this is where you are now. So I took this out. And now, this is your new support. Okay, support right here is what? 300.41, and that 300.41 was the prior low. So now, pretty darn, pretty darn impressive that we're still hanging here, and now you also have a high. So it would kind of be better, I would think, to hold here a little bit. Look where the moving averages are. I'd like to see them come up a little bit. The oscillator hit plus 70, plus 40 is overbought. So plus 70 makes it hard to sink your teeth into stuff. So that's why you have to use your tier system. But overall, hanging in there. I have some spiders on as a hedge, but less. I shorted into the strength, covered, short, covered. I actually am up money on my spider short, and even though the spiders are up. So that just shows you that you're not pressing, you're just shorting, extremes when things are extreme, and you can trade around it. It's not like, shorting here and rolling it all the way up. It's after 3 up days into some bigger resistance, it makes a little sense. So let's move on. The Qs are showing some strength today. Got above this 192.33. By the way, every time I post a chart, I put a little bit of language here. So this was this morning. Qs aren't leading, but they are trending higher. What do I mean by trending higher? This is a trend higher above all the moving averages. Now we'll see if it could get above and hold 192.33, which it's trying to do. 195.50-ish is the other all-time high. So that's an area of importance. We're not quite there. A little bit of sideways action in here would be good to take that out. So anyway, that's some of the sectors. As far as my positions, I've been in Apple since event day. It's been very good to me. Still looks good. Why was I in it on event day? Well, this was the first time I got back in it as a swing trade when it closed on the highs above the moving averages. Got a nice gap up on this day. Okay, the day before the event day, because I don't like being long things in binary events. I like to figure it out the day of. I was out of it. And then on this day, I probably paid up a little bit more than where I got out of it, but didn't matter. Okay, because it closed strong. They couldn't sell the event, so that was my signal to buy it. I've been doing this for 20 years. They probably sold 98 out of 100 events, and even though it goes up the next day or the day after, but they couldn't even do that, so that showed some power. So now it definitely is a little bit extended. I am smaller than I was on this day, and I was bigger on this day than I was on that day, and now I'm smaller than I was here and a little bit smaller than there, so I could stay with it. Apple went red. I was upset. I was just like, okay, good. I could buy more. Didn't go in enough to buy more, but that's that. So anyway, this is the bigger chart. Okay, again, this is some of the language I write every morning, so you want to read it. Okay, Apple didn't go down on event day, which is sometimes what happens. That's why, I got a little excited here. Plus, it's above the moving averages. Okay, not like when it was below it over here, and had a nice wedge pattern and broke above. So right there, wedge above moving averages, closed on highs, couldn't sell event. 4 different types of things that gave me clues to stick with the trade. And now we'll see. Does it work its way back to 22.29? I think it does, but we'll see. Amazon's very tricky. Amazon, yesterday I actually broke even on Amazon. Amazon was crazy. Okay, why was Amazon crazy? Well, if you remember, Amazon, first of all, I had a great trade from here to here. And then, anyway, so Amazon was down 20 points yesterday on the antitrust. I didn't sell it down 20. I added to it when it went green. It went up to 1834. Sold some, came back to 1825, bought some back, went to 1822, bought some back, and then when it went red, I was like, you know what, let me be out of this for now. And then all of a sudden, Jeffries upgraded it. I was like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this, trade to continue. I'll be pissed off if I'm out of it. So this morning, when ECB came on, actually at 9:45, what's it called? There was a quick flash, and I had a bid in around 1833, 1834, which was this high. And I said if I would be buying it above this, it was already above it. So I got hit there, so now I'm sitting in it. So far today, it's been as high as 1853. This is the language, by the way. You could see exactly what I said that was then, and now it looks pretty good. Hopefully, what's price is it now? It's 1846-ish. Okay. I would assume, I would say, for this to be special and start acting better, I would hope it holds this area. Maybe it goes sideways and continues. What's this low here? This low is 1834. Breaks 1834. I might have to stop trading Amazon. Unfortunately, I went with Amazon when I should have been more focusing on Google, because Google has acted better. Google has trended higher. Google's weakness has been bought. This big gap up, another tactic. If gaps don't get filled, it shows you strength, and did not get filled here. Nice tight pattern. Cleared this spot, which was 1210, cleared 1222, and now all of a sudden was as high as 1240. This is 1248, 1268. So acting well. Would I be buying it up here? No. Would I be trimming it? Yes. Would I be shorting it? Unless you're looking for a Q trade versus a high, it's not giving you any signals to short it. So you can go back over here to the bigger chart, and all in all, it still hasn't done anything in the whole scheme of this. This is where my numbers. So 1290 at some particular point, maybe later this year, if the market continues to act well, that can come into play. But for now, we like to navigate pivots and cash flow. And at this point, it did clear this. So 3 up days. This would be your day one, like kind of take a little bit. This would be your clear, your 1210, add for momentum, sell some, hold some. And now if you're still in a little bit, congratulations, I am not in it. I actually focused on Amazon and Facebook, both of them weren't as good. You can make money in them, but they weren't as good as Google. Facebook at this point, I'm still in, it gave you a quick move off the open, and I made really good money buying it on the open. I don't know, I got a little excited. And then, sold some strength, and then I pulled buy, bought on the pullback, and it took a lot of the money that I made in the first 5 minutes away. And now, I guess, I'm going to just give it to this low, 187.82. So 187.82 is right here, 187.82. It's not acting spectacular. It did get above 189.44, but didn't hold it. So it didn't get above and stay above, which to me means you have to be smaller. If it got above and stayed above and showed a lot of strength, I'd be bigger. Instead, you got to be smaller. So now I'm smaller, and I'm going to wait. Because at some point, it does feel like, this area could get taken out. Could. But again, hasn't happened yet, and still kind of lethargic, kind of hanging around. And again, it got above this fast. That's why you can't do things too fast in the beginning. You can make some quick money, but if it's not, doesn't have the volume to support it, it could hurt. So definitely, it was tricky this morning. Twitter's not acting so great. I did sell some when it went to 44 today, just because that was my resistance area, and I'm still in some. But this 42.51 is going to be my area of to focus on. I don't want to see it break that. If it does, I'll have to revisit. Snap, remember Monday or Friday we bought a lot of it and then got stopped out of it on Monday. It wasn't fun, broke 1590, and then yesterday if you sell 1590, I was able to buy versus level, and now I got a little bit of money back. This was your low. This was my stop right there. Now I'm back involved, and it's still in this pattern here. It's still, just not able to break out, and so now I'm back engaged in it. Not from here where I was all worried the whole way down, but got out here, saw this, got in a little bit versus that, and now I could track it a little bit better just in case huge volume takes it again. As far as some of the other names, Roku, guys made really good money short the other day, and then yesterday you had a little bit of a bounce. It was up $2 in my note. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes red. Well, Roku went red. So If you took it for this bounce off the 21-day yesterday, you had to sell some strength, which I always sell a little strength into a gap in my favor, just in case. And that's what Roku did. It was up $2.50, so you could have sold some. And then once it doesn't hold the prior high, this was 149.94, then you definitely adjust and get out. And now, well, I don't know, the longer it stays down here, next, if it breaks this 139, you can see the 50-day. All in all, though, this was your red dog reversal sell. This was your it opened up, couldn't hold this level, outside day. Great follow through to the downside, and now it's trying to figure out if dip buyers keep coming in or that's that. So either way, gold, where is that right now? Okay, look at that. I had a good sell in gold. So, I've been trading gold with options back here. If you've, read the roll access, I was buying the 130s in here and the 135s. And then we had a really nice move in gold, and I sold when I think we were like right around here on this day. I sold the 140s and then just sat. And then on this move down, I rebought the 140s as they took a lot of premium out because I was sitting in them for about a month. And then, today I resold them when this thing got back to 143 for the same thing. I bought back the 140s for 142. So I made a little bit of a middle on my option, gold thesis. And now we'll see what happens. Let's see where we are one more time with the IWM. I like to see this close a little bit lower. Where is it now? 156.89. 156.89. Geez, still not giving it up. So hangs in here a day. Again, it gets above this high, I'm out. What's this high right now? 157.90. That's your point of reference. 157.90. Okay, so at this point, hope everyone's doing well. It's September 12th. Yes, it was definitely a tough day on a lot of us as far as September 11th, 18 years, my goodness. You got to really appreciate your life because you never know, when things happen. If you sweat the small stuff, when big stuff happens, you're in trouble. If you're a trader, you're probably used to adversity. You're used to, having resources or what's the word? I don't know. You're dealing with a lot of chaotic situations. So, you build a callus to it. But the way to do that is by being prepared. The more prepared you are, the easier it is to maneuver when things happen fast because you have confidence. Confidence gets you to execute fast. Confidence is built by a proper plan. A proper plan is preparation, and that's why I'm up at 4:45 every day posting my morning note, my 15 to 20 charts, and my video for Weather All Access and for anyone who wants to be a part of my community. Hopefully you have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.